Looking back on my previous years though, I wish I had been more discerning about my choices. I never seriously considered my future or where my decisions would lead me. And less than a year ago, I was considering art school like it was nothing. Go study art. But I wasn't ready for the amount of responsibility that path required. And I didn't have the math, the numbers, or even a solid plan to prove that I could succeed. And after hearing countless of stories of art students and even professors regretting their choices and drowning in debt
For a field with a shrinking job market?
yeah, reality hit. I explored new opportunities, particularly in light of the changing job market. I thought about accounting since I took it in high school, but after hours of reading, it just didn't seem enjoyable. Difficulty wasn't the issue, more like it wasn't AI proof. Then I considered majoring in business. A friend of mine was doing it, so I looked into it, and turns out business only really works is if you already have a plan, and I don't have money to start one after college, and the idea about going into debt for a degree that isn't really gonna help you unless you have some connection wasn't really appealing. It was around April that I found a couple of Caleb Hammer videos on YouTube, and honestly, I was traumatized. It was at that moment I decided I didn't want to end up like those people in those videos. That's when I started my operation. It felt like I was in a war room, planning and researching, gathering information. And when I'm researching, I stay there for hours, making plan after plan, then ditching each one after learning more. Then I found a path that actually fit me, the military. Literally a safe haven for success, if you meet the requirements. I was hooked. I told my parents late at night after hours of studying, and this was their reaction.
Wake up! Wake up!
After that, I called my pastor and shared my entire life plan with him. Wanted to be confident, but I didn't fully believe in myself yet. I wasn't sure I could survive the military, so I did more research. That's when I realized the Air Force fit me perfectly. I called a friend who connected me with her dad, a Marine veteran, and we talked for hours. I learned a ton about benefits, lifestyle, and what the military can actually offer. I still felt bad about the idea of just enlisting, so I negotiated with my parents and agreed to try ROTC. Quick ROTC summary. You train in college to become an officer. Sounds great, right? But ROTC is basically a whole second lifestyle outside of college. By summer, I had everything figured out. College, ROTC, my family trip, but when the college bill came, reality slapped me in the face hard. And remember my 2-plan route? If college didn't work, I was enlisting, and I already knew it wasn't going to work out. So I made the call. No hesitation. Sure, my parents were worried, but I kept my eyes forward, already expecting the tuition to be insanely high. Christian, you could have gone to community college. There's nothing wrong necessarily with enlisting, but the work structure is a lot more different than being an officer. I finished everything with my recruiter, took my ASVAB, filed my background info, went to MEPS, and started hitting the gym for the Air Force requirements. My job? Good question. Originally, I wanted to be a pilot, but you can't be a pilot unless you go to OTS school or ROTC. So security forces it was. I know, it's not the most loved job in the Air Force, but frankly, I don't want a desk job. I don't want to break my back being a mechanic, and every medical job is already taken. Anyone want to do pest management for the military? You would not catch me near that job. I'm serious. I could have joined the army, but honestly, the uniforms just aren't it. Plus, same benefits, more headaches, and to be honest, I respect the army, but there's reasons why army recruits try to switch to the Air Force nowadays. I'm not trying to join the Air Force as a life goal or commit to it for very long. It's more like I want to stay there for 4 years and use it as a stepping stone. A very good one for my future, at least.